Have you ever heard of a goddess so powerful that she could bring upon storms and guards the very gates of the afterlife? An Orisha so fierce that she's considered to be a war goddess who wields a double-bladed machete. In Yoruba mythology, that goddess is Oya, the fierce, unpredictable, and transformative force of nature itself. An Orisha who embodies feminine strength and empowerment. In this video, we'll be unveiling the origin and cultural significance of Oya and how her influence extends far beyond Yoruba mythology. By the end of this video, you'll have a better knowledge of who this African deity is and her influence in Yoruba mythology. Oya is prominently known as the Orisha of storms, winds, and change. She is widely worshipped in several West African, Brazilian, and Caribbean countries. In the Yoruba religion, she is said to ride the whirlwind, bringing both destruction and renewal wherever she passes. With the sweep of her winds, she can tear down old structures, but also clear the way for new growth. Other names associated with her include Lansa, Ayaba, Oya Lionson, Oyama, and Oya Funin. The origin of Oya can be traced back to the Yoruba people of Nigeria, Benin, and Togo. They believe that Oya is one of the wives of Shango, the Orisha of thunder and lightning, and that they share a deep connection with each other. Together their storms shook the skies, but Oya is far more than a consort. According to the myth, Oya was originally a mortal woman who became a goddess after she died and was deified due to her great earthly powers. She was a fierce, independent warrior who protected women and played an essential role in the Yoruba revolution and liberation from slave traders. Oya is often depicted as a fierce and black woman with wild hair, carrying a sword and a fly whisk. She is not only the goddess of storms, but also a guardian of the marketplace, a space of constant movement, trade, and transformation. She represents the inevitability of change in all its forms, economic, natural, and even spiritual. Oya's symbols reflect her power: tornadoes, whirlwinds, and the sweeping winds of change. Her colors, often deep maroon, purple, and copper, capture her connection to both the earth and the stormy skies. She is often represented as a strong, beautiful woman adorned with a sword and buffalo horns, symbolizing both her warrior nature and association with fertility and overcoming obstacles. She is also the gatekeeper between life and death, guiding souls into the afterlife, standing at the threshold of the cemetery. In the Yoruba tradition, few stories are as fiery and storm-filled as the tale of Oya and Shango. Shango, the mighty Orisha of thunder and lightning, was known across the land as a warrior king. His thunderbolts split the skies, and his drums shook the earth. But even Shango, the god of fire and power, found his equal in Oya, the Orisha of storms, winds, and transformation. When Oya and Shango came together, the heavens themselves trembled. She brought the roaring winds, and he brought the crashing thunder. Together, they were a powerful couple, a storm no one could withstand. Legends say that when Shango prepared for battle, it was Oya who rode beside him. She was not a passive consort, no. She was his fiercest ally, or how we modern people would say, a true ride or die. Oya wielded her whirlwind like a weapon, tearing down enemy lines, scattering warriors with gusts of unstoppable wind. When Shango's lightning struck, Oya's storm winds followed, leaving the battlefield in ruins. But Oya was not just a companion to Shango's power, she challenged it. Their relationship was said to be fiery, passionate, and turbulent, like the storms they commanded. Sometimes they clashed, their tempers as explosive as thunder and lightning colliding in the sky. Yet their bond was undeniable. In some tales, Oya is the one who gave Shango the secrets of fire itself. Without her wisdom, even the thunder god would not have wielded his power so completely. This made their union not only passionate, but also deeply symbolic. Oya was the force of change, the storm that clears the path, while Shango was the fire that claimed the sky. Together they remind us of the balance between chaos and creation, destruction and renewal. And to this day, when the storm clouds gathered, when the wind howls and lightning rips across the heavens, the Yoruba say it is Shango and Oya dancing together in the storm. However, in one version, Shango possessed a magical medicine that allowed him to split fire from his mouth. He shared the medicine with his wife, Oya, who consumed the remainder instead of keeping it safe. Angered, Shango threatened Oya, who fled to the sea deity Olokun to escape his wrath. Oya's escape and the ensuing storm became intertwined with Shango's pursuits of his enemies, forever linking their power to the storms that accompany lightning. Oya, in her sorrow and fury, summoned a powerful wind that swept across the land, causing chaos and transformation. Oya and Shango became locked in a dance of fire and storm, forever battling and longing for each other. Shango became the god of thunder and lightning, while Oya became the goddess of the storm, the wind, and the river. Through the African diaspora, Oya's influence traveled across the Atlantic, where she is still honored in traditions like Santería and Candomblé. Drumming, song, and ritual keep her presence alive today, reminding her followers that change, while frightening, is always necessary. One of the most popular festivals of Oya is the Feast of the Ancestors, which is celebrated on November 2nd in Brazil and Haiti. This festival is a time for honoring the spirits of the dead and seeking their guidance and protection. It includes offerings of food, drink, and other gifts, as well as music, dance, and prayer. In Cuba, Oya is celebrated as part of the Santería religion, which incorporates elements of African and Catholic traditions. The Feast of Oya is held on February 2nd and is known as Mbolu, where devotees wear white clothing and offer food and drinks in honor of the Orisha. In Nigeria, Oya is honored during the annual Igangan festival, during which the spirits of the dead are believed to return to the living. The festival starts in August and lasts for several weeks, featuring music, dance, and ritual offerings. The cultural influences of Oya can be seen in art, music, and literature throughout the African diaspora. In Brazilian music, for example, the rhythms and melodies associated with Oya are often featured in sambas and other popular styles. In literature, Oya appears in the works of Afro-Brazilian writers like Carolina Maria de Jesus, and in the poetry of the late Nigerian writer Chinua Achebe. Oya reminds us that destruction often clears the way for growth and rebirth. She teaches us that change, no matter how chaotic, is necessary for transformation. That like the winds, we must move, adapt, and transform. So let me ask you, do you embrace change, or do you run from it? When the storms of life arrive, do you resist them, or do you embrace Oya's winds of transformation? With that being said, I hope you guys found this video fascinating, and if you did, please make sure to like, subscribe, as it helps the YouTube algorithm push these videos. Leave a comment below on deities or pantheons you would like to see in the next video. I appreciate you guys for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next myth.